The one day, for a lot of you that know, a lot of you that have been watching a while, I've joined, I don't know, probably more than 3 gyms in my life. I mean, certainly more than 3 gyms in my life. This Fort Hill Athletic Center here, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago now. And I'm enjoying it a lot. But my point was, the one thing that, I mean, honestly, Lifetime Fitness had a bunch of advantages. But one of the advantages of Lifetime Fitness, yes, they had a swimming pool, indoor and outdoor, and slides for the kids, and daycare, and saunas and whirlpools. But the one advantage that really jumps out at me is that they had towel service. That they would wash your towels. You didn't have to bring a towel in. So every day I get out of the gym, got to pull this out and kind of hang it up so it doesn't get all mildewy in my bag. I don't know about you, but I find the smell of mildew extremely off-putting. You know what I mean? It's a weird smell. It's not like it's the worst smell in the world, but it's just such a yucky smell. No, it doesn't get mildewy in the car. I dry it out. I hang it up. But if you leave it in a bag, I'll tell you what, a lot of you know I own a scooter, and I used to ride my scooter to the gym a lot. And sometimes I'd put my workout bag in the scooter, the little back case, and forget about it and leave it in overnight. And then the whole back case smelled of mildew. Do you know what I mean? Is it just me? Like I said, mildew's not the worst smell in the world, but it's certainly not the best. So good afternoon. There's a reason I did that. Good afternoon to you. My name is Ken Tracy, and this, I guess, is Lunchtime with Ken. It's a little show that I started yesterday, and I don't know if I'm going to keep going on it, but I did it yesterday. And I've been an aspiring content creator. I'm going to call myself a content creator because I create content. What else is there to be a content creator? If you act, you are an actor. If you create content, you are a content creator. So I'm a content creator, but I'm having fun with it. I'm watching my platforms grow. I'm watching the revenue kind of grow a little bit. And yesterday, I go live every morning on in the morning between like 5:30 and 6:30, have my first sip of coffee with the audience and usually talk for like 45 minutes to maybe an hour and a half on the outside. And yesterday I was all fired up. I was all caffeinated. I was driving around. Got to the gym. I wasn't ready quite to work out yet. And it was raining outside and I was all juiced up. And I go, what the heck? Let's just push live and see what happens. And I post these videos on various social media platforms, including YouTube, which I think is my longest term business opportunity for content creators. And yesterday, not coincidentally, for the very first time, I went over 200 watch hours in one day. I usually average 120 or 130 or something like that, I'd guess. And yesterday, for the first time, I went over 200. And obviously, looking at the results, it was a huge part of that was because I probably picked up 50, 60 hours from my lunchtime lunchtime with Ken I did yesterday afternoon and the audience I got. So I was in there working out today. And today's kind of a day off. I don't have my kids. And I thought, what the heck? What the heck? Let's see what happens. I don't know, if I go live 2 days in a row. If I go live 2 days in a row, I don't have to make a commitment that I'm going to do it to the end of the year, end of the week, end of the month, forever. But I did something. I went live twice yesterday, and I saw immediate results. I don't know how much my revenue is going to move up, but I bet it'll be some. And if I punch through 200 hours, hey, Tyler, thank you so much for sending me that lightning bolt. Thank you. And Pebbles, thank you for following the live creator. Silly Billy, thank you for sharing the live. David Blick, thank you for sharing or for following the creator. And welcome everybody else. Where was I? No, Dave Mason, I'm not doing a 24/7 live stream. But I'll bet you I'd grow pretty quickly if I did. Part of my thought as I was sitting there getting out of the shower, although I said, oh, thank God, that felt so good. That was my first thought. My second thought was, I wonder how long people would watch if I kind of sat here and meditated and took deep breathing in and breathing out. I'll bet you I could make that my niche and call it ASMR or meditation with Ken or Yogi Ken or something. And not that I'm a yogi, but I could call it that. You can fake it till you make it. And just sat here and breathe in and out. Breathe in, breathe out. And did that for like an hour and a half. How many people would be watching? How many people would be watching? It'd be funny because I'd have my eyes shut for an hour, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And then I'd be taking a peek going, crap, there was 100 people when I started. There's only 3. Not. Yeah, Sam Buffington understands. Getting white cars are nice till you get mud or something. I've never had a white car. I've had a bunch of black cars and I bought one red car. And I bought this white. There was a black and a white one on the lot. And at the time, I was sitting down there with Connor, my car salesman, who knew of Coffee with Ken. And I was thinking I might want to put my logo on the door, my Coffee with Ken logo. And I think I've decided I don't. I drive around everywhere. My audience doesn't, I'm not targeting Naperville, where I live, viewers. I mean, I think that's small-minded thinking. And not that marketing is ever a bad thing, and more marketing is always good, so I don't mean to imply that it's not. But the real power of social media is on social media. And the fact that if one of you guys shares this live, it goes out in front of your friends, and one of them shares that, holy crap, it's in front of half the country all of a sudden. I know it doesn't work that quickly, but my point being, I think my target audience is everybody on this platform, not just the people in Naperville. So anyway, either way, I chose not to, at least for now, have chose not to put my logo on it. So that's what I got about that. Let me drink a little water. Oh, had my first workout of the week. Yeah, Sherry. Today, my first full workout. I wasn't feeling well during the holidays. Had a little bit of stomach flu. Didn't feel I had the strength. And skipped going to the gym for several days. And I'll tell you what, I went back yesterday, did some pull-ups, and went back again today and did a full workout. For those that have been watching a while, I've been doing this workout for about 1.5 years. It's a quick workout. It probably takes 40 minutes or so. It's stretching, it's bench press, it's curls. I'm now doing pull-ups, or at least a form of pull-ups, the best I can. Pull-ups are pretty darn hard. And core workout, and then more stretching. And I'll tell you what, it's like I said, maybe a 40-minute workout. And it's nothing I really dread, although it did take me a couple minutes to get in the gym today. I didn't hop out of the car and run to the gym. I thought about it for a while. But I'll tell you what, I'm glad I did. And feel real good. Dan the Man's asking if my kids ever come to the gym with me. Well, I have 4 kids. My 2 big ones don't, but they used to. They used to go to the, when they were little, I was a member of Lifetime, and we'd go to the swimming pool, or they'd go to the kid room and have play there, do whatever they do there. Then for a while, when they were, 12, 13, they would go to the gym. They actually attended a couple of yoga classes with me, which was real fun. Hello, Chris. And my little ones now come to the gym, but they're little. They don't pump iron. They don't pump iron. But they like going. They like going. They like pushing the buttons. Augie likes taking off his shoes and socks. One day he tried to take off all his clothes in the little play area. Augie, that is not allowed. That is not allowed. Do I have a routine at the gym? Yes, I do. I just spoke to it. So I'll re-speak to it quickly. I do bench, and I mix it up a little bit. Sometimes I'll go heavy. Sometimes I'll go light. Sometimes I'll do dumbbells. Sometimes I'll do bar. Sometimes I'll do lat pulls. Sometimes I'll do pull-ups. And, but it's pretty dang similar. And it's, I'm not trying to get in the world's best shape, but I am trying to feel good and look pretty good. And I think I've accomplished that. And, I don't know, feels good about that. So anyway, as I'm at the gym, I'm going, hey, wonder what's going on a Saturday afternoon here on TikTok. Wonder if I go live, how many people join me? Looks like we got like 35, 36, 33 people in right now. So kind of a quiet crowd on Saturday afternoon. And I found that. I post videos. I probably post about 5 videos a day on average. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But 5 seems like a pretty good guess. And I almost feel the views I get on Saturday are less. And that doesn't shock me, because honestly, most people are out and about, whether they're shopping or hopefully doing something with family, or maybe watching some football games or what have you. And strangely, you go to, maybe you do it on a Monday, people are probably in their desk flipping through TikTok, trying to avoid work at all costs. Going, hey, Wonder what Ken's up to today. Hey, he's going live. Shoot, I had the volume up. My boss heard. The boss comes over. Hey. That was a very nice sounding voice I heard coming from your phone. Did it happen to be Coffee with Ken? Did it happen to be Coffee with Ken? During the work week, you bet a lot of people would tune in on their lunch. Yeah, I kind of think so too. And, yeah. Downers Grove. Well, thank you, Vince. You're from Downers Grove, Vince? Or are you saying I'm from Downers Grove? I certainly am. I appreciate you hopping on, whether you're from Downers Grove or Chicago, and I wonder which school you went to. I got a pretty regular viewer named Pete who lived right on the border and went to the wrong high school. He went to Downers South while I went to Downers North. Eric wants to know, who is Ken? Oh, I can't describe that in one sentence. Just a man, a father, a friend, a passionate guy, a lover, trying to do his best. Is this an Orvis shirt from Costco? I tell you what, my sister got it for me. I love it. She handed me the package. It was wrapped up. And I go, I hope it's a flannel. And it was. I needed a flannel. You guys probably know my situation. I got a lot of sweatshirts. And this one just feels so good. It's almost a coat. It's almost a shirt. And it feels really, really good. Yeah, it's a real heavy-duty flannel. Vince lives in Downers. I wonder where you live, Vince. You could probably tell me. It's a great brand, or you mean Costco, or whatever this brand is. I don't even know. While I was finishing up my workout and doing my shower, I had people the last couple mornings cheering me on and encouraging me to go for a certain number of likes here on TikTok. And although I don't know exactly what the likes do, I do appreciate them. And I did get hooked on it a little bit. And in my mind, I thought it'd be fun to talk till I got 10,000 likes at least. But here I sit, maybe 15 minutes into my talk, feeling slightly like I might be running out of things to say. And I look and I go, 4,400 likes. Crap. That means I got 5,600 more likes to get. Do I have the material? Edward says, the more likes you get, the more you will show up on people's FYP. All right. And the more I show up on FYP, the more I'm exposed to a bigger audience, obviously, and the more odds I'll get subscribers and followers, and probably my social media platforms will grow on everything. Real big head. By the way, real big head. I have a big head, and I'm not talking figuratively. You know, I'm called all sorts of bad names. But I'm not talking figuratively. I mean, I literally have a big head. It's a 7 5/8 around. The Tracys have big heads. Why a midday live? Well, because I did it yesterday. I was all fired up and wanted to go live yesterday. And because of that, I, for the first time on YouTube, hit 200 watch hours in one day. I usually average like 120 or 130. And Edward, why do you keep asking that? Edward? You wonder why I ignore you. I don't know, Edward. It's true. My last name is Tracy, and you have a big head. Maybe we're related, Big Mike. Maybe we're related. Could you be? Could you be? I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt it. That's interesting. That is interesting. Yeah. Well, you're just curious. Tough. Because you want to focus on that, Edward. You want to focus on that. Because you want to gossip. I'm having a nice conversation. And I don't care how curious you are. You're not going to be curious any longer. Promise you that. Yeah. There we go. Am I on vacation till next year? I don't think I'm on vacation at all. I'm kind of between jobs. Well, thank you, Lulu. I'm between jobs. I was working as a waiter for 6 months this year. And the restaurant I worked at, okay, somebody asked, how am I able to stay so positive all the time? I would say one of the biggest ways I stay positive is remove negative people from my life, Lulu. Without hesitation. Sometimes I hesitate. But when I have people asking about negative stuff because they're curious, I don't know. So I'd say remove negative people from your life is the number one way to do it. Number two is feel grateful for things. Don't get agitated by stuff. And I get agitated. There's no doubt about it. But find things you're grateful for. Be grateful for that great workout I had. Grateful for my beautiful kids. But that's almost too big. I think the key is finding gratitude in the smallest of things. It's easy to be grateful for your kids or your family or your friends. I think it's harder to be grateful when there's less obvious things out there. Like if you're in the rain, finding gratitude in the rain and being thankful for the rain. And I'm telling you, once you practice, you can do it. Hi, Ella. How are you? Ella, I'm not too far from your Starbucks. I was thinking of stopping by. Big Kahuna wants to know why no coffee. I don't know. I kind of had the stomach flu this week. And coffee hasn't been sitting quite as well as I'd like. Big Mike followed the live creator. Big Mike, thank you so much for following the live creator. Thank you so much for that. Cruel World said, Naperville versus Glen Ellen. What suburb do I like better? And that's a great question. I grew up in Downers Grove, which is pretty close to both. I was a realtor. So I've sold homes in both Naperville. I've lived in Naperville 15 years now. And I've never lived in Glen Ellen, but I know it real well. Glenbard West is one of the most beautiful high schools in the world. If anyone's seen the movie Lucas, Glenbard West was the star of that movie, along with Corey Haim, or I don't know, one of the Coreys. And it was a pretty good movie, by the way. And Glen Ellen's beautiful, but it's very small. The downtown's nice. It's more expensive. It's right on the train tracks. I'd say it's far less diversified. I think just because Naperville's such a big, it's 150,000 versus Glen Ellen might have 25,000. They're both are pretty darn cool suburbs. And Glen Ellen's cool in a smaller, sort of intimate, very expensive, amazingly pretty way. You walk around that Glenbard West High School or go around Lake Ellen, and the houses, they have such a neat mixture of houses. And again, as a guy that was a realtor, there's a mix of beautiful old mansions and massive new construction and small, quaint little ones and hills and trees. I'd have a hard time saying Glen Ellen's not cooler than Naperville. Yeah, I'd have a hard time saying that. Glen Ellen's really nice. Naperville's bigger. Their downtown's better, but that's just because it's bigger. But Glen Ellen, I think, is pretty awesome, and I've never lived there. Yeah, Sally says Downers Grove's a good mixture. Yeah, Downers Grove's pretty nice as well. We got a lot. Somebody asked what do I think of Wheaton? Wheaton's nice as well. I lived in Lombard a few years. I grew up in Downers, so I know this area real well. And yeah, it's nice having a bunch of local people here. So yeah, gonna drink a little more water. Hey, how are we doing on our likes? We're only at 5,400. I'd forgotten for a while. I kind of got distracted and started talking about towns and houses and real estate. Didn't know how long I talked. I flipped back and I wanted to see how many likes I was up to. And I was hoping I was at like 8,700 or something. The best hidden gem restaurant in the Naperville area. I mean, I wouldn't even call it, if you're going to allow me the area, and it's not a hidden gem anymore. I'm thinking a couple in Lisle are pretty darn good. I mean, we got 1 million in Naperville, but they're not hidden gems. They're not hidden gems. Okay, I'll throw out one. It's not cheap, but it's super cool. And I worked there for like 6 days in August as a server, and they had to let me go. And given my desire to have bitter feelings because of that, I'm going to say Santo Cielo on Water Street is a really cool restaurant that not that many people have probably been to. They call it modern Latin, I think. And it's got cool music, cool cocktails, real pretty views of the Naperville areas. So if anyone hasn't been to Santo Cielo, go there and tell them Ken Tracy sent you and ask them why they didn't keep them on. They told me. I cried in the lobby. I cried. I was seriously going, I just went through all the training and you're not going to keep me on? Come on, that's not fair. I wasn't happy. Oh yeah, I wasn't happy. What's my favorite city that I've traveled to outside of Naperville? Like in the world? Edinburgh. If you're going to say the world, I'm going to say Edinburgh in Scotland. My mother grew up outside of Edinburgh, which is just a beautiful, beautiful place. And I haven't even traveled to mainland Europe, but I've been to Britain several times. And Edinburgh is so beautiful. Yeah, if I can say in the world, I'd say there. And I've got special connection to it. Again, just because my mother grew up there and most of my family's from there. Good afternoon, Jenny. Have I ever visited Door County, Wisconsin? Yeah, but not in a long, long time. No, I mean, I think I was a little kid, honestly. I think I was a little kid that I went with my parents. I mean, if I was a little kid, I probably went with my parents. Yeah, no, but I bet it's pretty. I'll tell you what, I think Wisconsin's a cool state. I think Michigan's a cool state. I honestly don't even really think Illinois is that cool of a state, but it's between Wisconsin and Michigan, and that's kind of neat. How many brothers and sisters do I have, and am I still close with them? I have a sister and an older brother, and I had 2 older brothers, but one of them passed about 3 years ago. And yeah, I'm close with them. Yeah, I'm close with them. Let's see. A lot of people from Illinois visit here. Oh, are you up in Door County? Jay Dietering? I don't know. I assume that you are. Yeah, no, it's I've heard very good things. I've heard, I mean, I was there as a kid and I know people that go. But there's a lot of cool places in Wisconsin, I bet. A lot of cool places in Michigan. Oh, Vince, I did not attend Downers Grove South High School. I attended Downers Grove North. I was on the correct side of town and was fortunate to go to Downers North. Why didn't that? I'll just tell you why that. I thought I came in for my last day of training. I was great. I was excited. I loved I'll tell you what, I'm passionate. When I like something, I like it a lot. I worked hard. I hustled. I was friendly. I was helpful. I was attentive. I studied, and I came in on the 6th day, and I was ready to take the menu test and do a sample thing for my manager. And the owner of the chain, they own several restaurants. I forget what it's called, Chia something or Che. I forget exactly what it's called. Bien Chicho or something like that. Owns a few different restaurants in the area. Was there, and he sat me down, and he told me that they weren't going to need me because somebody had left but was coming back that was a really good employee, and they were going to hire him. And I looked at him, I go, "Are you serious?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Is that the only reason?" And he said, "Yeah." And in my mind at that time, I was thinking the only possible thing I could imagine it would be was because I didn't drink alcohol. And there was a couple different times that a manager asked me to taste alcohol and might have been miffed a little bit that I didn't. So that was the only thing I could think of. But he told me it was because somebody was coming back. And let me tell you, I told the gentleman what I thought of him and his decision. And I doubt he was used to being spoken so sternly. But I meant it, and I said, I have no respect for you at all. At all. This is ridiculous. And I was kind of going off. I may have said it with a little more zest than that, but I didn't. I'd worked hard, and yeah, that was not cool at all. And I'd worked hard. I had a great attitude, and there was a guy in there, and my direct manager was in there, and I looked at him across the hall going, I busted my butt. I worked on my birthday. It was like August 1st through 7th or something, or August 3rd through 10th or whatever it was. I worked 6 days out of 7. I haven't gotten any, but we'll take care of it. Yeah, thanks for your $15 an hour training wage. And I shook his hand, although he knew I was pissed. I shook a young man's hand that had always been kind to me. And there was a young woman there that is the one that directly hired me and was my direct boss. And I tried to shake her hand, and she didn't. And I looked at her and go, "You're not even going to shake my hand?" And she said, "I said thank you." And let me tell you, that was one of the weakest moves I've ever seen. That was one of the weakest moves that I've ever seen, because I'd been wronged, and she knew it. And she didn't even have the decency to shake my hand. 2 months ago, I ended up getting a job at a restaurant just down the street. And I pulled into my parking spot. And there was a gentleman who was a manager at that restaurant who was in the room, who shook my hand, that had taken a general manager position at a sister restaurant of San Ocielo just down the street. And he came up and talked to me and said, "Hey, man, I'm sorry about that. What happened?" I go, "Yeah. I mean, why'd they hire me? It was because why'd they fire me? Because I didn't drink?" And he said, "No, honestly, it's because some of the trolls that watch your social media platform were calling and complaining and harassing him. So for anybody out there that asks me about my job or where I'm working or where I'm interviewing and thinks I'm being evasive, it's because I got a pack of people that watch me here that you see that follow me around town, film me going in and out of my restaurant. I didn't mention one time. I did not mention one time the last restaurant I worked at. You watch through all of my videos. I didn't mention the restaurant I worked at once. But the trolls that watch me here would post videos about it, would post comments about it, would hashtag the restaurant, would call my managers and make up stuff and say a bunch of horrible stuff about me. And would say that I'm not doing a good job providing for my children. Because I got 4 beautiful children and 2 ex-wives that I owe a lot of child support. And these people, I kid you not, that are saying I'm not being supportive financially enough for my children are calling my place of work and getting me fired. Yeah. So, Dave Mason asked a little bit, why do these things happen to me? Dave, I'm going to answer it. I think God is dealing me tough cards to make me strong. To make me strong. We all are dealt stuff in life, and we all go through things, and we're all going to lose our parents, have health issues, have financial issues, have car issues, have mental health issues, maybe even addiction issues. But I think God is dealing the cards to me that he is for a reason and to make me strong. And I will tell you what, I am getting stronger and I am getting better and I'm not getting worse. And this will drive some people crazy, but I think I'm on a mission from God. And no pack of trolls and no bitter exes or relationships or ugliness or ups and downs in the way I feel moment to moment is going to take me off that mission. I promise you that. I didn't plan to start out with Coffee with Ken. I didn't intend it. I didn't plan to get recognized in my town or to do this as a career or do anything. I just wanted to talk for a little while 5.5 years ago. And I did. And it kind of happened, and it's kept happening. And for some reason, people like watching me talk. And it feels good to do. So that's my story about that. Ricky T says, let's get him to 20,000. I love it, Ricky T. It looks like I'm stuck at 7,800, though. Am I getting more likes? There's no golden path in life. Lulu, if you were... if you had the faith that we're supposed to have, and I go to a Christian church, and I don't know how I feel about Jesus or God, but they keep saying that is the path. That is the path. And I'll tell you what, I haven't fully embraced it and got my brain all around that. But I'll tell you what, when I'm thrown a tough situation or struggling with something, I find a lot of strength in just that glimmer of faith that I have. Kenny, I wonder if your name's really Kenny, is concerned I'm only drinking water. Well, I just worked out. I just worked out, and I do not have coffee. Plus, I've had a stomach flu this week, and the coffee's not sitting quite as well as it normally would. Jay Dietering said, this is not meant to be rude, but you do attend church. Yes, I attend church. I go to Community Christian in Naperville, Illinois. It's also called the Yellow Box, if anyone knows it. Marty J said, God never gives you something you can't handle. I don't know. If you believe, yeah. But if you don't, I mean, I saw my brother not be able to handle what he was given. And part of that, and that was 3 years ago, and part of that inspires me to do things differently. James Ruby said, if I streamed walking through town, my numbers would rise tenfold. I mean, that's not too hard to do. Dave, I would say I had more than he did. But it'd be hard to say, given the way it ended up playing out, that he didn't have severe as well. Thank you, Lulu. So you want me to stream while I'm walking through Naperville? Like just kind of holding the phone? Hey, here I am walking through Naperville. This is me. Walking through Naperville. Is that really what you want? I mean, Naperville's just downtown Naperville is just a 7-minute ride down the way. Maybe you guys seen the Rocky movies when all the little kids are chasing him as he's running up the stairs in Philadelphia? Maybe that'll be me. I'll have all these kids and I can't think of any like big set of stairs, but we'll all be jumping. And there'll be a statue of me, this bald guy, not Rocky. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I don't mean there'll really be a statue of me, but if you've seen the Rocky movies, you know what I'm talking about. There's a statue of The Rock put up in Rocky 3 at the top of the stairs. And, yeah. I'll say you can only follow if you subscribe. Wheaton College has a staircase. Maybe I'll start walking from here to Wheaton College and finish up the stairs. It'd be a long walk, though. It would be a long walk. We got 9,000 likes. That's awesome. The kids can follow me through the covered bridges. We can weave in and out of the covered bridges. There was a covered bridge on the backdrop of my coffee show this morning. And it was nice. It was so quiet and peaceful out there. Well, yeah. So anyway, it is Saturday afternoon. I'm calling this Saturday lunchtime with Ken. Haven't had lunch yet. Not 100% sure I will. Again, not feeling 100%. Knowing if we spend more time hungry, we're likely to lose some weight. I'm down to about 208 after this week, not feeling well. I think my best weight might be 203 to 206 or something like that. But I'm right there. but I may or may not go get something to eat. I may or may not hop on. Oh, my lunch yesterday was so good. My lunch yesterday was so good. I went to Portillo's, got a big beef sandwich with sweet peppers dipped. And after I finished that, I went back and got a large chocolate shake. And he says, try the Rosebud restaurant. I've certainly eaten at Rosebud before, but let me promise you, I don't have a Rosebud budget at this moment. At this moment. James Ruby says, research other streamers touring cities. They have thousands of viewers at one time. Huh. Huh. I mean, I could just do it for fun. I could just do it for fun and see. The nice thing is I'm not too concerned with results. Why is Naperville less expensive relative to other suburbs like Elmhurst and Glen Ellen? Two big reasons. Elmhurst and Glen Ellen are closer to the city and landlocked. Therefore, Naperville and Downers and Glen Ellen were all roughly the same size in 1980. But Naperville had all this vast farmland that it could annex. And they did. And built more housing and kept expanding. And now it takes up a huge swath of territory. Whereas the amount of homes in Glen Ellen or Downers or Elmhurst were kind of finite. They couldn't build more. Landlocked means surrounded by other suburbs. Like Glen Ellen is surrounded by Wheaton and whatever, a bunch of suburbs on all sides. Downers Grove, same way. But Naperville was a suburb, but to its west and to its south was just thousands and thousands of acres of farmland. And that they swallowed up and built more homes and expanded. And there's still farmland to be had. So that's why. And Naperville's a little further out. And what's neat about it is it's big enough that you don't need to go to Chicago. But cool enough that you don't have to. So if I go live, I won't engage with you guys. You know that. If I'm walking through downtown Naperville, I mean, I'm not going to be able to engage with the audience like I do on my typical show. I thought that was the charm of this show. Would you guys just want me to hold the phone out, hold my phone? I'm just curious. I shaved today. Oh, you mean my face? No, this is Jamie A. This is 2 days of sexy. This is 2 days of sexy. Cruel World's telling me to look up somebody. I'm more apt to just go do it. Wait, somebody said, yeah, that was not a good suggestion, just walking through town. Okay, Cruel World says he live streams walking downtown Chicago and interacts with audience at the same time. Huh. People do it all the time. So I might just go see how it goes. If it's uncomfortable, if it sucks, I can just sign off. I mean, I don't want to put people on video that don't want to be on video. You know what I mean? It can be busy. It's going to be busy in downtown Naperville. I could walk by Santo Cielo and the restaurant I just did work at. Huh. Maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll hook my phone up to the charger, take the short little drive to downtown Naperville, and maybe I'll hop on live and just see what happens. Again, I don't want to interview people that are uncomfortable with it. I'd feel bad about that. But Jeannie, do you get people watching? I mean, I get people watching while I'm just sitting in my car. You could walk downtown in the Riverwalk. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about doing, Colette. They usually don't have interaction with the public. Huh. Okay. Well, tell you what, I'm going to sign off now. Maybe I'm going to walk and sign off now. I may go grab some lunch. I may head right downtown. I may see what happens. I may fall asleep here in the car, as I said. But I'm going to go to downtown Naperville and see what happens. And I'm going to charge up my phone and go for a walk, and I may go live. And I'd appreciate if you guys had hopped back on, give me some likes, send me diamonds, give me coffee magics, do whatever it is you'd like to do. But I'm going to go there. What time is it? It is 2:00. How about we do this? Let's do it. I'm going to do it at 2:30. I'm going to go live. I'm going to push go live on some area in Naperville. And I'm going to walk for a period of time. If it sucks and it's uncomfortable, I'll stop. But I'll do it for a few minutes at least at 2:30 today. It's 29 minutes. And I'll see how it goes. I'm not going to start at the busiest area. I'm going to start on one end of the Riverwalk. Maybe, I won't even tell you. I shouldn't even tell you. Shh. Shh. And I'll do it. And I hope you'll join me. So, I'll see how it goes. It could suck. I don't know if I'll have anything to say or if it'll be fun. I might love it. I might never stop. Hey, Theodore, thank you. I love the shirt too. I might never stop. But I want to thank you guys so much for joining today. I appreciate you. I hope you join me at 2:30 today as I go live. It's almost sunny. I might even wear my sunglasses and see how it goes. But I want to thank you so much for joining, and hope to talk to you in a little bit. And I don't know, hopefully we'll have some fun. So anyway, hope you're doing well. Hope you had a wonderful day so far. Hope you're feeling good. You tune back in at 2:30. And as always, hope to talk to you soon. Bye-bye.